Hello, everybody. I didn't expect the season to hit me this hard. You know, the weather's changing, there's a little more rain, it's getting cooler out. The first couple trees in my area have already started turning their leaves. This is one of my favorite times of year. Everything gets a little more cozy, a little more intimate. I love fall. I love this part of the season. Right when the weather changes and it gets a little cooler outside. Oh, and I get to wear all my sweaters. Ooh, awesome! But what I also love about this time of the year is that it is your season. Or you could say it's your soul season. It's that time when that energy is now being turned in toward yourself. You're no longer sort of throwing out energy out into the universe, out to other people. You're now turning that energy in toward yourself. A little more introspective. You know, during spring and summer, you're all about going out and doing things. But now that the weather has changed to be a little cooler, you now turn yourself inward and you start caring about smaller things like your family, your friends, and then ultimately yourself. And you can see it all around you. Even your job starts caring more about themselves than actually what they produce out into the world. So this is your time. This is your time to really search inside yourself. Where curling up with a good book and a cup of tea or coffee and really searching inside yourself. And speaking of good books, I'm going to share with you a couple of books that I'll be reading during this cozy season, and maybe you can help me pick out one of them. My name's Alana, and my life used to be a mess. You know, on the outside, it looked like I had it all together, but on the inside, I was a complete mess. So just like you, I scoured the internet looking for ways to improve my life. So on this channel, I give you the best tips and tricks to improve your life and the lives of others. So if you like that, click on that little subscribe button down below. Did you do it? Good. Now back to the video. So the first book is probably the most influential book I have ever read. And in this space of personal development, there's a lot of books of sort of like how-to books. And for me, how-to books don't quite get me. But this one does. The book is The Alchemist. This is my favorite book. I actually read this book during this cozy time multiple times. It's about a story of a shepherd boy who is looking to find his grand treasure. But really it seems to be an allegory for your spirit as it goes through life. And each time I read this story, I can see myself in the story and see where I actually am in my story of life. And reminds me that there is so much more to go. It's one of those books that I recommend everyone to read. and you can either read it or listen to the audio version. Personally, I really like the audio version, especially the Ray Fiennes audio version from the 1990s. It's just heaven. So this is my book. In fact, I think I'm gonna read it right when I'm done with this video. The second book, actually, I think the second book fell down. Hold on a second. Okay, second book is actually, this is a much older book. This book was actually assigned to me before I went off to an acting conservatory, called Jonathan Livingston Seagull. And this book changed my perspective on how things are supposed to be done. That you can really walk your own life. When I first read it, it went a little over my head, but as I've gotten older, I've come back to this book multiple times. Once again, like the last one, it's not a how-to book or an instructional book. It's more about parables and seeing life through this parable of this seagull. The story of this book is actually really interesting. The author had written 2/3 of this book and got writer's block. And it wasn't until he was able to focus on him and himself and have a vision that he was able to write the last third of this book, which actually is one of the more transformative parts of this book that I really related to. So I look forward to reading that. So here's the thing. I have been in the personal development space for a while, and I've read, Think and Grow Rich. I have read Napoleon Hill. I have read Dorothea Bard. I have read Earl Nightingale. But I have sort of forgotten somebody, and I didn't realize that until just recently. I forgot Neville Goddard. Oh shoot, Neville Goddard. Goddard. Okay, I don't speak well. I don't care. I sort of forgot Neville, and Neville has actually been coming into my space quite recently, thanks to a YouTube channel called Neither Here Nor There. I think I'm actually going to put a little link to their YouTube channel right above here. And I've been hearing people around me talk about Neville. I've heard other people talk about Neville. So it's been filtering in. So it's time for me to read one of his books. Now, I have a bit of a problem. Neville wrote a lot of books. So I just have to figure out which one I should read first. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Yes, you, the lovely audience. Which book should I read first? Now, I did do a little bit of research. There are 3 books that most people sort of suggest. The first book is 5 Lessons. The second book is Feeling is the Secret. The third book is The Power of Awareness. I don't know which one to do. So if you'd like to help me out, maybe give a suggestion down below to tell me which one of those books I should start in reading Neville. Which of Neville's books should I start with? Should I start with 5 Lessons? Should I start with Feeling is the Secret? Or should I start with The Power of Awareness? Let me know. And if you like this video, I suggest maybe catching up on this video right over here. I think you'd like it. This is so weird. I have such a different energy today. Let's get back to it.